Hi, I'm Willie, and thank you for coming to my channel. Thank you to everyone. I am so glad that you're here. Before we get started on tonight's content, I just want to do a little bit of housekeeping. So the first thing is, you have made your voices heard, and I appreciate that. So next week, because it's going to take me a few days, we are going to do the full stack of these iCells. So this is coming next week. We're going to do the gateway, the switch, and the access point. And I may have to break it up into a few videos. You know, I don't like my videos to get too long, but there's a lot to this. This is a new product, and so you know we got to give it a fair shake. So that's coming next week. The next thing that I wanted to talk to you about is I have a new watch. I have a TicWatch, and I'm going to do a video on this. I may do it on a live stream or whatever. But if you follow me for a while, you know I have a Pebble time round. And Fitbit bought Pebble. The support officially ends for the software on the Pebble. They extended it to June of 2018. However, there's no hardware warranty on those devices, and it's a bit disingenuous to me that it's a bit maybe deceiving. If you go to Target, I was at Target last weekend, and they had brand new Pebble time rounds, and these things have no warranty as far as I know. Anyway, my Pebble, the back button stopped working, so I needed to get a new watch. So I went with a TicWatch, and so far I love it. I'm going to do a video, but my buddy Luke has a shooting range that he has made in his shop, and we are going to dangle the watch and we're going to shoot it. I need you to go over to my Twitter and my Instagram. The links for those are down there, and I want you to vote on which caliber of ammunition we are going to use to shoot that. So we will try to get it captured in slow motion so you can see it, and we'll do just a video on that. So please go over and take the time to vote on that. And then also, a friend of mine named Brittany has a YouTube channel, and I used to work with her. And if you or someone you know is into makeup and the vlog scene, Brittany has her own makeup channel, and I'm going to put a link to her channel down in the description. And she is hilarious. In fact, if you listen to her talk about how she traded her tricycle for a donut, she's absolutely hilarious. She's really good with makeup. I think she's gonna be a pretty big YouTuber in a couple of years. But I'll put her link, and if you or anyone you know is interested in that, you know, go check her out. So I think that's all the housekeeping items that I have. Let's see. We're going to shoot the Pebble. I need you to vote on that. We're going to do the iCell full stack, and I wanted to tell you about Brittany. Perfect. So what tonight's video is about is I get the question all the time about Unify IoT network setup. Now, you know that I have an edge router setup that we call it IoT, but in reality, it's really any network where you don't want any of those machines to see your main LAN or any other LAN. And I use this build out all the time for compliance-driven solutions. So we are going to look at that. We're going to look at two different ways to accomplish that on the Unify system. So let's get to it. So the easiest way, and you can see I've got the lab USG and I've got a mesh hooked up. Now, the easiest way to create a network on Unify that can't get to anything else is just to make it a guest network. But that comes with some other challenges, because if we tag everything as guest, then they're not going to be able to see each other. But it will accomplish it. And what I will say is, if you have devices that have to talk together, like different Sonos speakers and all those kinds of things, out of the gate, just doing this, those devices won't be able to talk to each other. You'll have to enable multicast and do all kinds of stuff. I'm not going to cover that now. I'm going to cover how to lock the networks down. So the first way we're going to do this is we're going to create guest networks all the way around. So let's do that. So we've come into Unify. We're going to go into networks, And right now you can see we've got happy LAN, and we want our LAN to be happy. We don't want anybody jacking around in there. So we're going to create a new network, and we're going to call this the IoT network, and we're going to make it a guest network. We're going to make it VLAN 99, and we're going to make it 10.10.10.1/24. We're going to let it have all of the ranges that it wants. We're not going to get into any other complicated setup. We're going to click Save. So now UniFi is going to provision this out to the USG. It's going to set up those guest rules, and no one in that network is going to be able to get to any of our other networks. A lot of your IoT devices are also not hardwired. So now what we need to do is we need to create a wireless network that corresponds to this, and then we're going to take it one step further. If you remember right, the access points themselves actually have a firewall that can be configured, and that's the guest network. And it, at the access point, physical access point, stops people from being able to communicate. So let's take a look at that. We're going to come over here to wireless. We're going to create a new wireless network, and for simplicity, we're going to call it IoT. We are going to make it personal, and we're going to say, and I'll show you this, it's going to be awesome IoT network ! And then we're going to check this apply guest policies. If you remember what that does, now everything's provisioning. So we can go down here to guest control, and without the guest portal turned on, what it does is it uses these post authorization restrictions right here to configure that firewall that is on the access point, and that's what keeps the wireless devices, if you don't have a USG, from being able to get to anything on your internal networks. So we'll apply that. We'll go back here and we'll look. Looks like we've still got devices provisioning, but this is done. This is done. If you have IoT devices, they absolutely cannot get to your LAN. They cannot see each other. They can't see any other devices. You're done. But what happens if you have multiple devices that need to be able to see each other? So now we're going to kind of strip out some of that we've done, and we're going to do this the second way. So we're actually going to go to our IoT network. We're going to take off the guest access on the wireless network. We're going to change the type. The network is going to go to a corporate network, and then we're going to build out firewall rules. So we're going to take a look at this, make sure everything's provisioned, everything's happy now. So we're going to go back to our settings. We are going to go back to wireless networks. We are going to edit this, and we're going to uncheck the apply guest policies. So now that firewall will actually be turned off on the AP. That's the first step. Devices still probably won't be able to see each other. They might be able to. I haven't actually confirmed that, but I'm just going to run on the assumption that they can't. So we're going to come in here to networks, and how we've got this set up as a guest network, we're going to change this now to a corporate network, and we're going to save this. Once everything is provisioned, we need to go in and we need to create a set of firewall rules on the LAN in. Now, you can go back to my edge router videos, and I explain the LAN in, LAN out, LAN local, WAN in, WAN out, WAN local rules. And as I explain them on an edge router, they are the same for a USG, because remember, inside every USG there's an edge router trying to bust out, right? I love that saying for some reason. So let's see if everything is provisioned. Looks like our USG excuse me, is still provisioning. And we'll give it just a second. So one other quick thing is if you remember how they used to have the little refresh thing here, if you go into your preferences, there's this slider right here that says enable refresh button. Save and close. Look, our refresh button is back. So you can turn that refresh button back on. All right, so let's go in now. Let's go to our network. We can see that it is no longer a guest network. So now we need to hop over to the firewall, and we need to create some rules, and we're going to create them in the LAN in. Now everything is run through this USG, so we don't need to create any groups or any settings or anything like that. We're going to create a new rule. We're going to call this IoT Rule 1. And we're going to run it before the predefined rules because remember, the firewall processes those rules in order. We want to drop all traffic, and you can enable login if you want to. But now what we're going to do is our source is going to be our IoT network. Our destination is going to be our happy LAN. We're going to save that. Now what you can see is on the LAN in rule set, it created rule number 2000 that's enabled. It's called IoT1. It's going to drop all protocols from the IoT network that try to get to the happy LAN. And that's it. It's really that easy. Then you can start adding exceptions and things like that. So if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe. Please comment and share. Please follow me on Twitter and Instagram. If you need to buy any gear, there's always those Amazon affiliate links. It doesn't change your price, but I appreciate the couple bucks that it throws over to the channel. Go check Brittany out. Go vote on the caliber that we're going to shoot that watch with. If you need consulting, those links are down there too. I am taking on more and more consulting clients all the time, and I've got expanded hours for consulting. I have those early AM appointments and the late PM appointments on Saturdays and Sundays. And as always, we'll see you in the next video.